Democrats hold their fifth primary debate, and it's a complete failure as expected. And the Trump-Ukraine scandal continues to fall apart. My name is Sean Clinton, and this is the God and Freedom Show. Alrighty guys, be sure to stay until the end to where I have some promotions to different Amazon products that centers around politics and all that good stuff. But we have a lot to get to today, so let's not waste too much time. And happy Saturday. Hope everyone has had a great week so far and is having a great weekend. Alright, so on Wednesday, the fifth Democratic primary debate took place. And so yeah, let me just say this: if y'all didn't have to watch it, good for y'all, because that debate was just one of the most boring pieces of television I've ever seen. Like, I'd rather go watch, like, I don't know, the Star Wars Christmas special than that. Like, it was just bad. And just to think, we have about almost 7 more of these to go. 7 more. And then we have the general election, which I'm looking forward to the general election debates because it will have President Trump in it, and President Trump taking on, like, Elizabeth Warren, who I think is going to be the nominee. Just dragging her to the mud is going to be the most entertaining thing. But just these Democrats by themselves are just, they are boring, and they have no substance whatsoever. They have just nothing. So on the Wednesday's debate, they start out with none other than impeachment, because that's the thing that everybody is talking about: impeachment. And of course, everybody get their usual virtual signaling things that they'll definitely vote to impeach Trump. Kamala Harris goes, "We have a criminal in the White House," even though there's no evidence that Trump committed a crime, but whatever. So it went on to to criminal justice reform, to the climate, to abortion, and all that usual stuff, and it just Democrats got nothing really. Like, that was, again, like I said, it was really, really boring. And then, I mean, of course, it has some highlights to it. Like, one of the funniest things about it is when Kamala Harris suggested that she is the one most equipped to take on President Trump and to win, which is just laughable because she has, like, she's dropping the poll, like, she's very low in the polls, and even if she were the nominee for the general election, there's no way possible that she can beat Trump. But yeah, I mean, just yeah. So, like, there's just so many, like, stupid things there, so I can't really point out to any specifics. So there's just nothing, like, there's nothing spectacularly bad, I would say, during the thing, like usual, because Beto O'Rourke wasn't there, and he's the one that usually says all that ridiculous stuff. But remember, last time he said that he will definitely vote to ban all guns or whatever. Alright, so I do want to kind of talk about a couple of candidates on here. That's basically the two front runners right now, and that's Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren. So let's start with Joe Biden, though. But when the debate started, I also forgot that he was in the race still, because, like, he's basically just dropped out of the, like, news cycle completely, mostly because of the whole Trump-Ukraine scandal actually involves him and his son. So that's why probably he's, like, kind of stepping back from the media and all that. But like, from the beginning of this race, I'm always, like, thought and said that Joe Biden was the one that had the greatest chance to beat Donald Trump in the election. That's honestly that he would have likely beat Trump in the general election if he were the nominee. But after seeing his performance in this debate, I do not see that anymore. Like he's like, I don't know, like he's much different than when he started. Like, and I always kind of predicted this in a way. I always predicted that he will kind of drop in the polls, but I always still thought that he will, if he were nominee, still be Trump. So, but at this point, if he were the nominee, I don't see him being Trump anymore. Like, he's just so like mellow, and like he's kind of gone into the radical side too. So, yeah, I just don't see it. At this point, I just don't see any major Democratic candidate up there beating Trump at this point. Like, but then now it's go on to Elizabeth Warren, who was just one of the worst candidates. Like, she's a Hillary Clinton 2.0 pretty much. Like, she's like one of the worst candidates in U.S. history. Like, she's very like dishonest about everything she says. Like, the thing is, like, back in like 2003, she was very kind of a moderate kind of Democrat. Like, she was for school choice for one. She's not anymore. She was in favor of free markets and capitalism and all that. But now she completely reversed herself. Now she's like full on socialism, take down system, whatever. And yeah. And she's also like, her ideas are just bad, and just the way she conducts herself, it has that Hillary Clinton annoyance to it. Because if you saw like how Hillary Clinton like did herself during the 2016 election, it was bad. Like, there's a reason why Clinton was the worst candidate in U.S. history, because she was the worst candidate in U.S. history. Think about it. She lost to a reality TV star. Like, and Elizabeth Warren is pretty much the same thing. It's ridiculous. But so again, like, there was nothing big that stuck out of this debate. Honestly, like, it was boring, torturous, and all that. Like, it was pretty much just a giant virtue signaling type thing. And the weirdest thing is, like, most other debates, the other debates were aired on the major kind of TV stations and all that, but this one was aired on a MSNBC, which is a major television show, but the channel that it was on is like very obscure in a way that most people won't have it. So yeah. I mean, I just hope the next debate is a lot more entertaining than this, because honestly, I think this debates are kind of suffering without Beto O'Rourke. Because as y'all know, Beto O'Rourke is now gone, because I mean, he was at 0% in the poll pretty much, but he was easily the most entertaining aspect of the debates because just how insane he was. But with him gone, and with all the other candidates up there, just yeah, it's not happening. And one of the most annoying things about this debate too is that the media clearly have a favorite. They want Elizabeth Warren to be the nominee. Like, they asked her at the beginning, they asked her about maybe 5 questions before they asked Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang some questions. Like, Andrew Yang hardly got called on to answer a question, like, barely. And of course, like, when he did answer a question, he gave a very articulate answer. Because, I mean, that's who Andrew Yang is. So he's a very he's easily one of the most sane people on that debate stage, on the Democratic side. Like, he articulates his ideas that no other candidate does, and of course, all of his ideas are insane, completely stupid, but like, he himself seems like seems like a really good guy. Like, he's actually willing to go talk to people on the other side and all that. So that's what I really like about him. And then Tulsi Gabbard is kind of the same way too. She's been on Dave Rubin's show. I'm pretty sure she's been on Fox News and all that. So, and she's like, while I disagree with all her ideas as well, like, she is definitely a sane candidate as well. And she's gone after Hillary Clinton, like, directly before, and it was pretty awesome. And like, during the debate, actually, Kamala Harris and Tulsi Gabbard had a good exchange, like, kind of fight between them, and that's probably the most entertaining part of the debate. But other than that, nothing else. Everything else fell flat. But with all that said, obviously, usually because people might ask, like, who is the winner of this debate? Who's the winner of this debate? Obviously, once again, Trump is the winner of this debate. Like, every other Democratic debate that's happened so far, Trump has been the winner, just because of how awful Democrats have been. So, as like with like kind of every single debate, there's usually the polls kind of do usually get affected by this, and the polls that have come out within the last like few days has been pretty bad. Let's see if I can actually find some of the polls that was. Let's see. Well, here's a Wisconsin. This is from the Marquette Law Wisconsin poll, and then it's for Trump against the top the front runners for the Democratic Party. And here it goes. So Trump and Biden with it would be 47 Trump, then Biden 44. Then for Trump against Sanders, 48 for Trump and 45 for Sanders. Trump against Warren, 48 Trump, 43 Warren. And then for Trump against Pete Buttigieg, it'd be 48 Trump and then 39 Buttigieg, which is pretty insane because like literally last month, Biden was ahead. Like, Trump trailed him by 6 points, 6 points behind Biden, and then he was behind Sanders by 2 points and behind Warren by 1 point. And then literally within a month, Trump like went over Biden by, he's up Biden by 3 points. He's up above Sanders by 3 points as well. So, and then he's up by Warren by, sorry, trying to math here, by 5 points. And then obviously he's always led Buttigieg, but still, like, that's insane. And Wisconsin was always that battleground kind of state right there. That was the one that one of the states that Trump needed to win in order to win 2020. Of course, he has some other states that he needs to win too. Like, I believe Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, I believe. If I'm getting on the credit, I'm pretty sure that's the right answer for those. So, it was like Wisconsin going good for Trump. And as far as Michigan or Pennsylvania, we don't know yet. But Wisconsin and Michigan, Pennsylvania are all kind of very similar type states, meaning they have very large amount of blue-collar workers there. And so if Wisconsin, like, is going to go for Trump, I don't see how... I just don't see how Pennsylvania and Michigan will go to the Democrats, like, because they're all very similar states. But that polling is that's pretty insane. And that just tells you just how bad the Democrats have been. But, and here's a more kind of interesting poll here. Let me actually go find the poll real quick. I'll be right back. All right, and so here's this is according to the Emerson polling right here. There's national, by the way, and it's from very recent, November 17th to 20th. And it's the 23rd right now. But, and here is kind of what the outlook is. So right now, Biden is at 27%. Sanders is tied with him at 27%. And then Elizabeth Warren is at 20%. And then Buttigieg at 7%. And it just kind of goes down from there. So, yeah. I mean, even now, like, still, Biden is still dropping pretty badly, but, yeah. And then, yeah. I mean, I still think that Elizabeth Warren will still be the nominee at the end, because I just don't see how the Democrats will vote in Joe Biden, although they very well might. We shall see. But even if Biden did win the nomination, I don't see him beating Trump at this point. But seriously, Warren is going to do some serious work ahead of her. She wants to be the nominee, but we shall see. And then, so yeah, that's pretty much all the polling. And apparently, boycott MSNBC's trending right now. I don't know why that is, but whatever. Look at it later. But who was it? Bishop made a good kind of point about the Democratic field yesterday. And here's what he said about it. This Democratic field feels an awful lot like the Republican field in 2012. There's a tested frontrunner nobody's in love with. They may have a 1-month stands with newbies and then discard them. Voters end up marrying the original frontrunner. So Biden is the Romney of 2020. And as we all know by now, Romney obviously didn't beat Obama in 2012. So, yeah. So if I had to peg the election like right now, I mean, it's almost a little less than a year away from now. Right now, so if I had to peg the election like right now, today, sitting here, I gotta go with Trump on it. Even if like Biden is the nominee. So yeah, I can obviously change within a few months, a month, a week, or a day, whatever. So we shall see, honestly, because we can predict certain stuff, but the future is so sporadic. Honestly, it can go in so many different directions. So, yeah. And so, let's talk about the Trump-Ukraine thing. So, kind of give y'all another give you a kind of backstory where this all started. Trump is basically accused of using military aid that they give to Ukraine and holding it back in order for the Ukrainians to investigate Joe Biden. Now, Trump's defense is that he wasn't doing that to try to get at the Biden. He was doing that to investigate corruption and the Ukraine interference into 2016 overall, which that would be a legitimate thing to be worried about. And because, like I said last week, Trump's theory is that it was Ukraine that hacked the DNC and to try to influence the election, and not Russia. And the Democrats basically covered up for them because obviously, as we know by now, the Democrats were, in fact, talking with Ukrainians and they were holding back money from them in order for Ukraine to dig up dirt on Trump and do opposition research and all that. And so, like I said last week as well, if that turns out to be true, if Ukraine was the one that did start this whole thing, that hacked the DNC and not Russia, that'd be insane. And there needs to be some prosecution that comes down if that's the case. But as right now, there's no as of right now, there's no evidence of that, but it does need to be investigated to see if there is any. But back to that actual kind of original allegation, there is not evidence at all. Even with these impeachment hearings, there's no evidence whatsoever that Trump was doing this to go after Biden. It looks more like it was just for going after, like, trying to investigate Ukraine and corruption in Ukraine and all that. And if that's the case, if it is over corruption, that's not impeachable, it's not criminal whatsoever. And if it is over get after Biden, that would be impeachable, of course, but I just don't, it's just not, evidence is not pointing towards there at all. But here's, like, the impeachment hearings this week has just been disastrous for Democrats. Like, they completely botched themselves, because every witness they have gotten up to the witness stand, they have all been like these second-hand witnesses. None of them have actually talked to Trump himself. And so they don't know for sure if anything bad happened. So, and then there was a testimony from Solond. Let me actually find the name of that guy real quick. Okay, so there was a testimony from Ambassador Gordon Storland over this, and he was asked, or Sondland actually, and he was asked about, like, if Trump was asking, like, holding back, asking for a quid pro quo, whatever. And, like, basically what happened was that Solond asked Trump, what does he want from Ukraine? And then Trump answered, I want nothing, I want no quid pro quo. So it was very clear to me that Trump didn't have any intention to do anything criminal right here. Like, it really seemed like his intention was just to go after Ukraine over corruption reasons and to get into the bottom of the 2016 election. That just seems like the most likely scenario. And it probably is the likely scenario. Honestly, the other side of it just has no back into it whatsoever, besides what the Democrats say, and we really can't rely on their testimony anymore. Because for 2.5 years, I keep going back for this because it is still relevant. Because for the 2.5 years, Democrats have been claiming that Trump colluded with the Russian government to influence the 2016 election. And obviously, when the Mueller report came out, that was obviously not the case. So, like, why should we believe Democrats' notion that Trump did anything criminal here when they were lying about Trump doing anything criminal for 2.5 years? So, I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. And so, I mean, this entire story, honestly, is just a bunch of crap, honestly. Like, at the beginning of it, I gave it a chance because we needed to be sure that nothing nefarious happened. But as the story kept going and going and going, it was very clear that the Democrats' goal here was not to get to the bottom of the actual set of crime, but just to impeach Trump. Because that's all they care about. They don't care about whether or not Trump actually did anything criminal or not. They want him gone. That's all they want. So much so that they're trying to pin something on Mike Pence now. Or it's all crap. And like I said, I don't see how can we believe them at this point. Yeah. Alrighty. So I think that's pretty much the gist of it for today. I mean, honestly, yeah. Again, with the whole debate thing, there's just nothing spectacular that happened. And the Ukraine thing just continues to collapse on Democrats. And I think at this point it is going to backfire on them, because it seems to me either way it's going to backfire on them. If they impeach Trump, it's going to backfire. And if they don't impeach Trump, that's going to be even more backfire. But we should see. I still think that Trump will be impeached in the House, maybe, but there's a strong possibility that he won't. So we'll see within the next few weeks or so whether that happens or not. As these impeachment hearings keep going, I'm pretty sure it's going to be over pretty soon, but we'll see. Alrighty, so let's get into some scripture right here. So last week we were in started John chapter 5, and we ended in verse 30. So we're going to start from verse 31 and finish off in verse 47. Alright, and you're going to follow along, and I'll be in the New Living Translation. If I were to testify on my own behalf, my testimony would not be valid. But someone else is also testifying about me, and I assure you that everything he says about me is true. In fact, you sent investigators to listen to John the Baptist, and his testimony about me was true. Of course, I did have no need of human witnesses, but I say these things so you might be saved. John was like a burning and shining lamp, and you were excited for a while about his message. But I have a greater witness than John, my teachings and my miracles. The Father gave me these works to accomplish, and they prove that he sent me. And the Father who sent me has testified about me himself. You have never heard his voice or seen him face to face, and you do not have his message in your hearts, because you do not believe me, the one he sent to me. I'm sorry, the one he sent to you. You search the scriptures because you think they give you eternal life, but the scriptures point to me, yet you refuse to come to me to receive this life. Your approval means nothing to me, because I know you don't have God's love within you, for I have come to you in my Father's name, and you have rejected me. Yet if others come in their own name, you gladly welcome them. No wonder you can't believe, for you gladly honor each other, but you don't care about the honor that comes from the one who is God alone, who alone is God. Yet it isn't I who will accuse you before the Father. Moses will accuse you. Yes, Moses, in whom you put your hopes. If you really believed Moses, you would believe me, because he wrote about me. But since you don't believe me, believe what he wrote, how will you believe what I say? So pretty much that's just Jesus coming down hard on the Pharisees. And that's kind of the back half of when Jesus healed the lame man. So yeah, and everything he said is obviously completely true. And again, it just gives you kind of the image, just how we kind of just need to live in a way, like just how he says that. How he says in verse 41, your approval means nothing to me, because I know you don't have God's love within you. And so, that's kind of, in a way, how we should live. We don't need to rely on the approval of others and all that. And basically what this kind of points to is just how, where am I going with this? Sorry. Sorry. So, basically what this kind of goes over, just how we are to be witnesses of Jesus right here. And, pretty much everything that we say about him obviously is true. And that we need to make sure everything we say about him is true, obviously. And then, so yeah, I mean, and it's also him like going after the hypocrisy of the Pharisees and all that. So yeah. Sorry, this was a little kind of flat right here, but anyways, next week will be in John chapter 6. So yeah, let's get into some good stuff and bad stuff of the week. So some good stuff of the week. This is like not a pretty hilarious thing that happened. So Eric Swalwell, who was a former Democratic candidate for presidency, and he recently obviously kind of dropped out of the woodwork because just he was doing nothing in the polls whatsoever. But this hilarious thing happened. So he was in an interview the other day with I'm actually fine. I'm sorry. He was doing an interview the other day on live television, and then you can go listen to the video. He literally farted on live television, and he tried to like put it. I was like, oh, I didn't fart at all. I was just reaching for my mug. He clearly farted because you can hear it. So this started this whole kind of fartgate thing on Twitter, and it is hilarious. Like, here's some tweets about it right here. This is a flagrant violation of the United States Clean Air Act of 1970. Looks like we finally found the leaker. He who denied it supplied it. See, got all sorts of crap. This is how liberty dies, with thunders of farts. Swalwell is the whistleblower. It was hilarious. And, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not really news. It's just a kind of a fun little thing that happened. And, of course, if it was a Republican did that, it would have been national news. But, yeah, it was all hilarious. So let's get into some bad stuff of the week. So bad stuff. Earlier this week, on Monday, I believe, Chick-fil-A's decided to basically stop donating to several organizations such as the Salvation Army and FCA due to pressure from the leftist outrage mob. So, as on Monday, the CEO of Chick-fil-A announced that Chick-fil-A would no longer be donating to those organizations as well as other organizations as well. But yeah, obviously this is a very stupid move right here, because you cannot cave to the leftist mob whatsoever, because you will not please them. Because obviously, even after Chick-fil-A did this, the left was not pleased. They wanted more of Chick-fil-A. This was not enough, and it's very disappointing because like for years at this point, like one of the coolest things about Chick-fil-A is that they did not cave to the leftist outrage mob like this. Like no matter what, like they got all sorts of crap because not only did they donate to FCA and the Salvation Army, and also and it was because the Dan Caffey, the family that owned Chick-fil-A, was had a biblical view of marriage, and also obviously that was very, very bad according to the left, and so they got threatened boycotts and whatever, but obviously didn't work. But for some reason, out of the blue, Chick-fil-A decided to cave to them. Why? I do not know. But this right here kind of demonstrates or just a bad precedent and pathway we are going. Because right here, this is exactly what the left wants. They want these corporations to do their bidding. Because here's the dirty little secret about the left. They hate America, They hate the values that come from America, and they want nothing more than to see it all torn down. And they want to try to do it by government, but the people of America definitely don't want that to happen, so they can do it by government. So what they do, what the left does, is that they go to these corporations, make up fake controversies, and then pressure them to stop doing some sort of business, conservative-friendly business, or they'll boycott them. And so we've obviously seen this for Walmart. Walmart recently, they stopped selling different kinds of ammunition that's used in semi-automatic rifles and all that. We saw it with Dick's Sporting Goods. Who decided to stop selling all their firearms. And yeah, is a very bad path, dangerous path we're going, because eventually what's going to happen is that there's going to be a segregation of different corporations and businesses. There'll be liberal friendly businesses and then conservative friendly businesses, all separated, and we can't run a country like this. So, and the thing is that people will say, oh, the only way to stop it is to like Trump. The thing is, I don't think Trump is the answer to this. Like, no election is the answer to this kind of cultural thing that's happening. What needs to happen is conservatives and Christians need to make a cultural stand against this whole thing. If we want to preserve the American foundation, we need to make a cultural stand like this, because we are on the brink of this going dangerous. So hopefully Chick-fil-A will kind of back off of this and learn the lesson, not do this, and hopefully other corporations will learn that they won't please the left. So why in the world would they bow down to the mob? Alrighty, so I think that's all I have for today, I think. So, and it's a little shorter than I expected, but oh well. So, let's talk about little Amazon products. So, obviously, if you're looking for books on politics or just any kind of book, whatever, why go to the store? Why go to a bookstore? Because you have a chance to not find it. So why not just go to Amazon, where you're most likely to find it? So as products I do kind of recommend for this week is, let's go with The Right Side of History by Ben Shapiro. And I guess I've said before, that kind of goes kind of an overview of kind of Western civilization, how it started. It starts from the Bible, then it kind of moves on to the Enlightenment and to the founding of America and all that. So you got that. Then you got the Federalist Papers. Kind of gives you an overview of how the Constitution was designed. And also, what this book comes with is also the Anti-Federalist Papers, which also went into designing the Constitution. And because of the Anti-Federalist Papers, we have the Bill of Rights. So we have that. We got Addicted to Outrage by Glenn Beck. We got the Little Tears mug, a Trump 2020 t-shirt. Let's go with we got also a Elizabeth Warren won over 2020th t-shirt, because she has a 1/2020th chance of beating Trump. So you can find all that stuff in the links in the description below. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe, and won't be back here next week because it'll be Thanksgiving, so I'll be back here the next week. So yeah, y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Spend time with your family and all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all back in December. I guess, yeah, it'll be December. Crazy just how fast everything's moving. It's almost the end of the year. Alright, so I'll see y'all then. My name is Sean Clinton, and this is the God and Freedom Show.